Dear Mom, my social worker, Miss Gallarde, said I might feel better if I talk about it. But I can't. She said writing this might be easier. That it might make me feel a little better. I miss how we used to be. At first, I thought it was fun. It made me feel like a grown-up. But I'm not a grown-up. You left me alone. With strangers. You told me we needed money. You hurt me, and you hurt my brothers and sister. This was hard to write, but I do feel better. Miss Gallarde comes over all the time. And each time she comes over, I feel hopeful. Now, we live with our aunt. And we're starting to feel like a happy family again. This is all I can write today. Goodbye, Mom.
And we're back! Let us all welcome on Cyberchat Miss Lorineth Naranjo.
Hi! Magandang araw po sa ating mga manonood.
A pleasant day to you. Teka, how shall we call you?
Just call me Lori po, attorney.
Lori. Welcome to Cyberchat, Lori.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome And Lori, bago natin pag-usapan ng World Hope at ang work mo dun sa organization, no? Can you kindly introduce yourself to our viewers?
By the way, ako po si Lori Naranjo. Ako po ay isang social worker for a decade na din po, no? So, I started working as a social worker way back, early 20s. So, I studied in Philippine Christian University. And then, I was inspired through community work as a street educator. So, from then on, nag-start na po yung career ko as a social worker.
When did you join World Hope International?
I just recently joined lang po sa World Hope last year, 2023, first quarter of the year, 2023 po, until now. Kasi nung time na I was searching for a new job, kasi parang something like gusto ko yung different naman. So, na-curious ako about OSAIC. Since yung World Hope, yung kanilang specialization is the OSAIC, providing services in different OSAIC. So then, nag-start ako as a social worker sa Region 4A.
Lori, as a community social worker sa Region 4A, what are your main roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, so very challenging po yung role namin mga social worker kasi we provide ng monitoring. We do monitoring specifically sa ating mga OSAIC survivors and their family. So yun po.
And in that role as a social worker, what do you think is the most difficult or challenging part of your journey as a social worker?
Yes, so kasi yung reintegration na of our OSAIC survivors in the community, we have to ensure yung kanilang pagstay within the family, the non-offending family. Kasi there is a chance, bigger chances talaga na if hindi sila ma-monitor and you provide ng better intervention plan sa kanila, so nagkakaroon talaga ng mga lapses, withdrawals from the, parang bumabalik, nagkakaroon ng revictimization.
Oh. Napaka-ano po no, medyo frustrating po no to see
Yes.
To see them being ready for it tapos biglang magkakaroon po ng revictimization, no? But knowing na ganun po ka-challenging yung trabaho niya and you've been there for more than a decade now, I suppose, yeah?
Yeah.
Ano po yung masasabi niyong mga most meaningful na moments or encounters niyo dun sa trabaho?
So, most memorable experience as a social worker in the community, kapag na-encourage mo sila to join doon sa mga psycho-education sessions, and then if they allow you to come sa bahay nila, kasi alam naman natin yung mga survivors and the family, very, ano din sila, medyo mailap pa din naman sila sa tao because yung issues nga ng being survivors ng OSAIC issues is hindi pa talaga siya ganun ka wide open sa ating community. So they are feeling like that nahihiya sila kapag may mga bumibisita sa bahay. But then if there is a time na open sila at i-welcome ka sa bahay, malaking po yung factor po sa aming mga social worker.
Oo, I can just imagine. Kumbaga parang butterfly.
Yes.
Yun, nagbo-blossom sila, no? From, tago, nahihiya, a life of shame. And then they become butterflies and they really bloom and encourage also others na maging katulad nila.
Yes.
Nabanggit mo, ma'am, kanina na kaya ka parang nag-start sa World Hope ay dahil sa kanilang focus on OSAIC.
Yes.
May particular reason na bakit ikaw mismo parang interesado ka sa OSAIC?
Yeah, kasi before I was working with street children, sexually abused children, but this time I realized na ang lawak nung areas of yung victimizations niya, yung process na hindi lang siya basta online Parang ang dami niyang pinagdadaanan. And in terms of the interventions, hindi ka lang mag-start doon sa survivors mismo. So you have to start with the family, from the facility kung nasan din yung survivor until the reintegrations. And mas challenging din dun sa reintegration part since sa ating government hindi ito masyadong na bibigyan ng DN. Not only the government but even private agencies, facilities also, medyo hirap din sila to sustain yung support sa reintegration. So, doon ako nagkaroon ng mas malaking interest na pumasok at mag-work sa World Hope.
Okay. Lori, nabanggit mo yung reintegration and mamaya mas tatalakayin natin yan kasi importante ang paksa na yan sa ating episode ngayon. In our past episodes, napag-usapan natin yung impact ng krimen ng OSAIC sa mental and emotional health ng mga victim survivors. And sa kanilang recovery, may important part ang reintegration. And later on, I'm excited to talk more about that. Pero for now, ibalik muna natin ulit sa'yo because we want to know you more, Lori.
Can you tell us more about yung how you started to be drawn to social work
To social-
itself?
Yeah. So, yung experience ko kasi as a teenager, na maaga ako namulat sa usapin ng issue ng mga kabataan. So, I started as a street educator. I was invited to join mga different issues, trainings on children. So, at around 15 years old, so part na ako ng mga training. I became a youth advocate din po ng isang social welfare agency. So until then, so na-inspired ako, nakaisip din ako ng mga ibang courses, pero yun talaga yung tumatak sa puso ko, yung pagiging social work. So nung nag-enroll na po ako sa school, nagdire-diretso na siya. And then, may mga organizations din na tumulong sa akin to complete yung aking college degree. So, dahil po na natapos ko siya ng maayos, so I pay back doon sa organizations na yun. So I started working as a assistant social worker until na nagdire-diretso na po siya hanggang ngayon.
Wow. So very pala talaga yung choices mo from your student days. Parang nag-align
Yes,
talaga siya
po.
papunta sa work mo ngayon, no? And magandang magandang jumping board 'yon to as to what advice would you give, no? For those who are currently in your field of work, no? For other social workers.
Oo. Actually, yung pagiging isang social worker, social work student is hindi talaga siya madali. Kasi ngayon, I know yung mga some universities, they open ng mga different opportunity to realize dun sa student talaga gaano siya kalawak at kakalalim yung mga inaaral sa pagiging social work. Ang masasabi ko lang na huwag talagang hihinto, huwag magpanghihinaan ng loob. Kasi ang kinakaharap mo as a young student na social work, yung mga social issues ang dami, di ba? So, kaya huwag panghihinaan ng loob. Patuloy lang talagang magmanalig sa faith, sa sarili, at of course sa Diyos, laging humingi ng panalangin, ng guidance, para magdire-diretso dun sa gusto nating matapos.
Ngayon kanina, di ba Kuya Pao, we saw a video about World Hope International. For our viewers, Lori, can you please further introduce the organization? So, sila rin mas malaman nila ano ba tong organization kung saan iyong ibinubuhos ang iyong puso at buhay ngayon.
So, si World Hope ay World Hope International Philippines. Our mission is to work in a most vulnerable community regardless of age, ethnicity, and religion. And then we mainly focus our work in the community. Basically, we wanted to provide hope, opportunity, and dignity. And our initiative focuses also dun sa mga children and youth. Kasi World Hope believes na when you invested sa mga young people, we also provide opportunity for the future leaders in our country. And World Hope currently, nasa 30 years na rin po siya in the service. But World Hope International Philippines started 2017. And in the Philippines, we work in 8 regions. So we are visible in NCR, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4A Calabar Zone. And then we have Region 6, 7, and then Region 12. So si World Hope, we focus yung aming program sa, dito po sa Philippines, we focus sa education and anti-trafficking, gender-based violence. But sa education, in terms of education, we focus sa child sponsorship sa Region 2 and Region 12 kasi we provide ng opportunity sa ating pong mga indigenous children. And yung project naman ng WHI on anti-trafficking, gender-based violence is under known is the OSAIC program, which we have the prevention, mental health support, reintegration support. We also have capacity building and then research. And currently, si World of Philippines, we are operating for around 7 years dito sa Philippines.
So, you were able to mention na ang focus ng World Hope International, although yung international,
Yes.
malawak talaga siya, no? But ang focus niya sa Philippines include yung education, tsaka yung sa child trafficking particularly, no? can you tell us more about the programs on education, acting education?
Yes. So, on our education, we focus on child sponsorship sa dalawang regions natin, which is the Region 2 and Region 12. We provide ng opportunity for school supplies and makapasok yung ating mga indigenous children. Kasi we believe na mas sila yung mas vulnerable and masabi natin na kulang talaga sa suporta in terms of education. So, doon nakafocus po yung education aspect ni World Hope Philippines.
You also mentioned na isa pang program dito sa Pilipinas na focus ng World Hope is child trafficking. Ngayon, syempre ngayon OSAEC ang nag-rise na issue sa Pilipinas when it comes to child trafficking. Pero before that, meron bang ibang forms of trafficking na nagtuon kayo ng pansin? Ano yung mga iba-iba yung programa na nag-cover ng other forms of trafficking kung meron?
Before the start of the providing ng services sa OSAEC survivors, ang focus before is the commercial sexual exploitation of children. So, prior naman sa mga OSAEC issues, may mga commercial sexual exploitation na happens before pa.
Ang ibig sabihin mo dyan sa commercial sexual exploitation, ito yung traditional trafficking, street trafficking,
may
sa
mga
bars and brothels, tama?
Yes, and then yung merong mga pimp, di ba? Yes. So, child-to-child, mga pimping, ganyan. So, doon din nakafocus before yung si World Hope Philippines.
Aside from IJM, I'm sure marami rin kayong mga partners, malawak din ang inyong network, di ba? Kasi, paano nyo ba sila nakakatrabaho yung mga different networks ninyo or members of this network?
So, kasi since si World Hope Philippines, we have 5 pillars. Yung tinatawag namin 5 pillars, yung aming projects and programs, so, which is the prevention and capacity building, reintegration support, mental health support, and then the research. With regard to the prevention project namin, so we partnered with local communities, mga barangay officials, BAUSI officers. So, we conduct ng mga OSAIC awareness campaign and sessions. And then sa mental health support naman, we partnered with service provider like MAGIS, CPUPGH, and mga psychologists and psychiatrists. And then sa reintegration support, we partnered with shelter kasi usually yung ating pong mga OSAIC survivors comes first sa mga child caring facilities. So when they're prepared na for integration, so we partnered with them para po na-follow through yung services na need ng ating mga survivors. And then yung capacity building, we also partnered with different mga service provider then on mental health. Kasi we trained our social workers in the working in the facility and also mga community-based social workers. Since si World Hope, meron kaming mga psychoeducation for OSAIC survivor and for family. So, tinitrain natin yung ating mga partner na social worker para they can also conduct ng mga psychoeducations with consultation with the psychologists and psychiatrists. And then with regards to research, we partnered with different universities to conduct the research. So, tumutulong kami sa mga data gathering sa research.
Galing. So, nakikita ko dito, Kuya Pao, na integral sa work ng World Hope and also the impact that they're able to have, yung partnership. Kumbaga, the bigger the impact, it is because they have more partners that's yung they are aligned with and working with them to achieve common goals. Kaya excited ako ngayon to see, like, do a deep dive, discuss further, ano ba ang mga ginagawang programa and network and collaboration ng World Hope when it comes to the issue of OSAIC. I think we will be talking more about that today.
We will be right back and don't go away.